Good morning. It's been a while. You can tell my hair was significantly shorter the last time I made a video. I'm not going to make excuses for that. I'm just going to say, bottom line is, if I don't feel like I have something interesting to say in a video or something to actually talk about, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not getting paid to do this, so I'm only going to make videos when I think it's actually fun and interesting. And that means it's not going to be regular. That's just a fact. And if I start feeling pressured to make videos and pressured to like edit the bejeebers out of them and all that stuff in my own head, I don't think anybody out there is like being like, make better videos. No, they don't care. There's not enough people watching this channel to care. But if I start building that in my own head, which is mainly what happened last time when I've stopped making videos for a while, it's no longer fun for me. So I'm just going to make them when they're fun for me. With that disclaimer out of the way, I actually have a topic that I think is kind of fun today. I found a new product. I'm saying a new product. I Christopher Columbus this shit. I stumbled across this product on Amazon when I was just looking for normal energy gels. And for a long time, I've been looking for some sort of protein supplement that would be good for me because I never hit my protein goals at all. Like whenever I count my calories, which I don't do very often anymore, I usually do it just to see, it's like, hey, why am I feeling this way? Like, let's see, what's the pattern going on? My protein is never where it's supposed to be at all. Like even close. Like I'm like a whole third off of where I'm supposed to be on my protein, which I suspect has something to do with some of the little niggles and stuff that are coming up recently in my legs. I've got some connective tissue issues coming up in my hamstring and glute and ankle and all that fun stuff. And I'm about 2 weeks out from a half marathon in Tulsa, Oklahoma that I would prefer to do decently at. But I found this product by accident and I immediately got interested. So I've already had mine for before the run because I wanted to test it out. I'm going to give you my final impressions after the run when I have the second one because I want to get a second tasting in before I formulate my opinion and tell you about it. But I saw this and it's called Frog Fuel and it is a protein-based energy gel. I personally wouldn't qualify it as an energy gel because there is no sugars, no carbs. It's only 60 calories. I'm going to be using it as a recovery tool mainly and just to get some extra protein in, which will hopefully help my muscles and connective tissues better. But I saw this and apparently it was developed by some former Navy SEALs, and that's why it's got the Frogman on it, which is like this super buff humanoid frog thing that has a trident. And I immediately got interested because the whole reason I got into running and cycling and I lost like 46 pounds was because I read David Goggins' Can't Hurt Me. And it got me fired up and I got my shit together. So, but I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? And I had to try it. So I ordered it. And in the past, any protein supplements that I've tried, and this is partially why I struggle to get enough protein in, any protein powders like the shake things you mix in, they make me so sick. And I don't know if it's just that I react poorly to whey protein or what, because that seems to be mostly what I've tried. And this is a collagen-based protein. This is the no caffeine version, which you wouldn't guess from how fast I'm talking. But this is a collagen-based protein, so I'm hoping this will be different. I've had this one, and so far I'm not feeling sick yet, and usually I would with most protein supplements. The only exception I've found to that is like Built bars, but they're kind of expensive, and they're significantly higher in calories. This is only 60 calories, and it's got 15 grams of protein. I feel like I gotta do the math on that because calories per gram of protein. But anyway, yeah. I'm excited because so far I am not feeling sick for once. I'm about to start my run. I decided to take one before my run and one after today just because I've been feeling a little bit sore. I did a strength training session yesterday and my quads are kind of hurting and I want to see kind of how I feel. My main goal is just that I get some more protein in and I don't feel sick as a result, like all the other protein supplements I've tried seem to do to me. And if it helps with some of the little pains and stuff I'm getting, because I guess they've claimed, I haven't looked into the studies all that much and stuff, but they claim to have studies. Don't trust people who just claim to have studies. Read the actual studies. But they claim that this is the same kind of protein that they use in their product that is also used at hospitals and recovery centers for like burn victims, injury sufferers, so on and so forth. And they have found that people who are consistently taking this kind of protein, because it is far more absorbable, you actually absorb 100% of it as opposed to about 25% of it, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm pulling stuff off the top of my head. In normal protein, like that you eat and so on and so forth, and whey protein and all that jazz, you only get like 25% of it is actually absorbed. Whereas this type of protein, because of the molecules being so small, you actually absorb 100% of it, and allegedly you absorb that within like 15 minutes. So, they found that, I guess, with people taking this particular type of protein in hospitals and stuff, they're recovering like twice as fast as other people who aren't. So, we're gonna try it out. So far I've tasted it. And I will give you the impression of taste and stuff after my run. All right, we are out on the run. Just doing a easy 5K today. Trying to let my hamstring, glute, whatever thing that's going on, recover a little bit more, but without losing my mileage, because I'm already having taper tantrums 3 days into taper, and I'm having taper tantrums. But we're taking it easy. My Garmin is screaming at me that I need more anaerobic, but it can deal with it, because that's what got me into this mess. I started upping my hill training significantly and doing 400 meter repeats for a total of 5K of 400 meter repeats. So, and that's when this started being a real problem. So I suspect, based on what I've looked into, it is either proximal hamstring tendinopathy, based on how it feels, where it's presenting itself, and what I have been doing that has caused the issue, or piriformis syndrome, or, lucky me, might be both because of the type of symptoms I'm getting. But back to the frog fuel. Usually after I take any sort of protein supplement out there, especially seems like whey-based protein is mostly to blame, usually I feel very, very sick shortly after taking it, like literally within like 5 minutes. It's been about 15 minutes since I took the frog fuel, and I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling totally, totally normal. If it sounded like at the beginning of the video that I was hinting that this stuff tastes terrible because I was being mysterious about what my impressions of the taste are going to be, that is not the case. It is simply that in the past, when I've tried gels and stuff like that and different supplements, sometimes on the first tasting, I have found that I think I like them. And then the next time I try them, I'm gonna slow down just a smidge. I'm starting to breathe a little too heavy. And I'm on an incline. But the next time I try them, I find that, and we got a headwind, that I don't like them at all. And I'm like, ew, this tasted super weird the second time. It's like all of a sudden I can taste all the artificial sweeteners and chemicals and crap that I didn't taste the first time. So that is why I'm withholding my opinion on the flavor until I have the second one after my run. But so far, so good. I'm not feeling sick. That's like the only time ever I've had any sort of protein supplement where I don't feel nauseated and immediately start having stomach issues and like jitteriness. Even on protein supplements that don't have any caffeine in them, I tend to have that problem where I get like jittery and weak and shaky, and it's almost like I've had like too much of an energy drink or something. So I'm really glad to report that does not seem to be an issue with this for me. I may finally have something I can take on a regular basis and get my protein in. I'm taking a little bit of a walk break. I decided I'm going to go ahead and walk. Well, I'm about to get back up to jogging here, but I'm going to walk the inclines today because my hamstring is giving me a problem, and incline seems to be where it struggles. So I'm just walking those. It may not look like it's hot out, but it's like 70 degrees with like 82% humidity here. So my heart rate is a little bit more elevated than it typically would be at these much slower paces. But I seriously doubt that has anything to do with the frog fuel. Probably doesn't also help that I ate like garbage last night. I had an enormous meal and then had a giant cinnamon roll for dessert. So a lot of factors. I'm gonna have to take a look and see what my resting heart rate was last night, because I'm guessing it was a bit elevated. But anyway, I'm gonna finish this up, coming up on another incline. Lots of rolling hills over here. Why did I pick this place? Dumb. Well, probably should have run that a little bit easier than I did. That ended up feeling very hard, and as you can see, I was sweating a lot. It is, which I think is partially why it was hard, because I realized partway through the run, I'm like, why am I struggling so badly? I'm not feeling sick or anything. I just feel like my heart rate is a lot higher than it typically is at these paces, and so on and so forth. I checked the weather. I'm like, oh, well, it's like 70 degrees, 80% humidity, so that doesn't help. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't think I've had water other than what's literally on my hydration belt that I'm sipping right now since like 3:30 yesterday afternoon. So that probably doesn't help either. And I had way too heavy of a meal in the evening. But I am pleased to say that I did not feel sick from the frog fuel, and I felt fine. I think the difficulty that I was experiencing on this run had nothing to do with that whatsoever. I think it was just a number of bad things that I did that can kind of compiled into not having the most pleasant run today, including circumstances I could not possibly change, such as the humidity in the weather. Also, fun headwind, warm headwind for about 50% of the run. So that contributed too. So after action report is just, there was a lot of things I did that were dumb that contributed to making this run less pleasant today. But bright side was I did not get sick from the thing I tried. So I'm gonna go ahead and have the second one, and then when I get back to my house, I will tell you what my impression was, because I'm kind of interested to see if having one doesn't make me sick, but by the time I get home, if I'm feeling not so great from having the second one, I want to kind of experiment with that. So I will report back on that in just a minute. All right, I am home. It's been about 15 minutes since I took the second one of these, and I am still feeling fine, which is great news for me because that is so rare with anything like this. I don't know if it's, I was thinking about it and I was realizing that the sweetener that they seem to use in this is sucralose. It's the last ingredient on the thing. And I'm wondering if that's partially what makes me sick on the other ones, is they use different sweeteners. But this one seems to play nicely with me. Thank goodness I finally have an option. But anyway, I did want to talk about the flavor. I could see how for some people they wouldn't like it. I would say any kid who grew up really liking the sour candy options from the candy store, you're probably gonna like this. It reminds me, on first taste impression, I could have sworn it was literally just that gel that was in those, if you've ever been to the grocery store and you're in the checkout line, and you've gotten those little things, it almost looks like a syringe, and it has like a lollipop like on one end that has like a little scoop in it, and then it has like a little squeeze bottle of sour gel that you can squeeze on it and then eat. It basically tastes like that sour gel, kind of, little less sour than that, but pretty much the same. And I was just like, how is this protein? I don't understand. But I'm guessing it's just that it's collagen protein, and collagen protein doesn't have a flavor, so they're able to get that to work. And yeah, it just, the flavor very much reminds me of like Sour Patch Kids, Baby Bottle Pop, that candy that I just mentioned to you, which I have no clue what the heck it's called. Those kind of candies. It's a little bit nice to have that as a change up from a lot of the other like energy gels and stuff that you have that are more the actual energy gels that are like 100 calories, 120 calories each, that are carbohydrate based, because a lot of times those are just like cloyingly sweet. They're just saccharine, for lack of a better word. They're just so sweet. And it's kind of a nice change of pace to have something that's sour instead. Now, if we could just get somebody to make one that had spicy, because I love spicy. I'm a sour and spicy person over sweet person. So if we could get something like maybe like Hispanic based energy gel that has like this pepper, what is it? The like chili powder covered pops. Oh, I love those. Like we need some energy gels that taste like that. But anyway, with that being said, I actually did like the flavor. They didn't make me sick. I may have found my new go-to protein supplement. So if you're looking for some sort of protein supplement for recovery purposes and stuff, maybe try these guys out. They're available on Amazon. They're like, if you don't get them on repeat, then they end up being like 50 some odd dollars after tax for 24 of them. Pretty standard for like energy gel prices, unless you're getting the really cheap stuff. But yeah, I'm probably only going to take, because they are a little bit more expensive, one of these from now on, after each one of my runs, just to give myself a little bit of a protein boost on those days for recovery purposes. And that way I don't go through these super fast. But I'm really happy I found something where I can get a little bit more protein in. It doesn't make me feel ill, and it tastes like candy to me. I like that. I like sour candy. So for me, this is a win. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and I may or may not talk to you later. Bye.